Sounds like a good idea to me. I would love to, Josh Girl, but I will totally run out of gas like halfway through that run. I don't really have a time that I stop Elite Trouble, but I usually go for around like 6 or 7 hours each day. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter, depending on how things go and how I'm feeling, but around that length of time. Always bought the PlayStation 2nd due to either price or model. I think the PS3 like wasn't super great, but the PS4 definitely they definitely did pretty well with the PS4 in they definitely did pretty well with the PS4 in this generation for sure. Yeah, like I definitely don't like to reset very often, Mr. Roshi, but sometimes you have to. Like that's not a run worth continuing at that point. We're past the point to where we can allow stuff like that, basically. Oh, when I start, it is 9 a.m. Pacific U.S. time. Going to secondary school after summer break? Yo, good luck with that, Ben Nintendo. I'm sure you'll be just fine. Yo, Lush Lady, what's going on? How you doing? No, I got my 360 very late. I got PS3 when in 2007, and then with my own money, I got a Xbox 360 in like 2010. Right around when the Elite came out, and I loved my 360. Like that was a really cool console. I'm not as big of a fan of the like original Xbox or the Xbox One, but definitely enjoy the 360. Yeah, that would be 10 a.m. Arizona time. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know if Arizona participates in daylight savings time, so it might actually be the same. You can probably catch the end of the streams, Elite Trouble. I think there's still some overlap towards the end of the stream. For that matter. I'm glad you're doing well, by the way, Lush. Definitely cannot complain with how the day has gone. It's been a good one, that's for sure. That's true, actually. A couple of my friends had modified regular Xboxes, and it was pretty cool, some of the stuff that they could do with them. That's a good solid chunk of time, Flareon, for sure. But yeah, I totally understand. But yeah, I totally understand when it comes to, you know, time zones and, you know, when people can watch streams, because that's absolutely a that is absolutely a thing that it's hard to please everybody, you know. And I really wish I could. That sounds about right. That sounds about right, Ben. I think the UK is about 8 hours ahead of Pacific US time zone, because right now it's almost 3 p.m. for that matter. The Xbox One's got some interesting features to it, but like the PS4, I think like PS4 game library is definitely very solid. That's awesome, Omega Mario. I'm glad this worked out for you. What's up, Lars Delicious? Love the name, by the way. How's it going? Yeah, Central European time, it's like midnight. You guys are going to be coming to us from the future in a few minutes time. It's going to be the next day. It already is in Australia, for that matter. Well, that's the problem, is like the Xbox One doesn't really offer a ton of incentive, you know, because the amount of true exclusives for the console are pretty small, and that's not good. Oh, okay. Future. Oh man, Jordan. I'm sorry, I had to do it. The idea came into my head and I just had to. I thought I pressed square, but okay. Alright, take it easy with the caps. Take it easy with the caps, Ben. Getting a little spammy there. An only invincibility any percent run? That would be interesting, Red One. Already got flying cars and shit? Really? Really, they just invented those tomorrow. Exciting times we live in. Ooh, that's a bit that's a bit dark. Pie boy. Uncharted, Street Fighter V, Insane Trilogy, Little Big Planet 3, and the Yakuza series. I've heard good things about Yakuza 0. I feel like that would be a game I would enjoy. Excuse me. No, I got it like right away. Got it right away, Jordan. I'm surprised I managed to pull that off. But yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be sick. Definitely got my eyes on that game. Like, although I don't play, like, fighting games a ton, like, Dragon Ball FighterZ just looked so cool when I first saw it at E3. And I'm already looking forward to it next year for potential, like, EVO implications. Still have never played an Uncharted game, and I know I need to change that. But I've never actually, but yeah, I've never actually done or played a Uncharted game before. Maybe Lost Legacy. Maybe Lost Legacy will convince me, but we'll see. For a good time, you say, Omega Mario. Interesting choice of words. I feel like Uncharted seems to have like a very cinematic experience to it, to where like maybe the actual like action gameplay of it is fun, but not quite. But that's not like why you play it. Like you play it because the cinematic appeal and the environments and the cutscenes and just like the whole experience of Uncharted is like really cool. Do 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 do. I'm forever doing a playthrough of League of Legends. Dude, same. I can't seem to beat the multiplayer for Halo. I just can't do it. It never ends. Dialogue is funny? That's good. Definitely need some humor in there. Yeah, like the cinematic style of it is really, from what I understand, is the main appeal of it. I've mainly done runs of the Crash Bandicoot series, Ben. I have done a couple of other runs from time to time. Before I started with Crash Bandicoot, my first ever speed game was Ridge Racer Type 4 Any%, because I love that game, and I had a feeling that I could have beat the record at the time, and I did. But that was before I started streaming or anything, so I didn't even have a recording of it. So after that, I decided that I wanted to try streaming and get into it. And started speedrunning Crash 1 Any% offline, and then once I finally got started with streaming, I've never really looked back. I did do a Mario Party 4 story mode run that was actually really fun as well, and have dabbled in some other games on the stream from time to time. But my main like content and my main squeeze when it comes to speed games is the Crash Bandicoot series, though I've played a variety of games and categories. There's a lot of categories that I've kind of dipped my feet into, so to speak. I heard about that cameo, Flareon. Apparently, they did not get permission to do that either. So I think they got in a little bit of trouble for that, if I remember correctly. All right, sounds good, Mr. Roshi. Thanks for the good luck. Dude, I hope you have a good day. Yeah, pretty much. We're literally inside an Uncharted game right now. All of us. Yes, that was kind of interesting, Biggie, because apparently... Whoops. It was kind of interesting because it got dark here, like when the eclipse happened. It got really dark when that happened. And that was kind of interesting to experience that kind of secondhand. I'm not really sure about that Omega Mario. Like, I have some ideas of things that I might want to do down the road, but I don't know exactly, like, you know, I don't know exactly what I would pull the trigger on first if I wanted to branch out a little bit and maybe do some other speed games or maybe some casual stuff here and there. I would like to start doing that sort of thing. I just don't really know exactly what direction I want to go. Aside from, like, Bucket and I, of course, doing our blind race in a couple weeks, which will be really fun and definitely something different as well. My favorite Crash game in the Insane Trilogy is this one. I really enjoy the Crash 1 experience in the remakes. As far as the original games go, it's close between Crash 2 and 3. I have a really hard time deciding between either one of them. Oh, okay. I thought they got in trouble for it, but apparently, or at least they were it was recognized that they did that or something. I'm glad they were cool about it, though, Howling Wolf. That definitely would have sucked if there was some big, like, hoopla over it. And I'm glad, and they kind of got it back too with her watching Uncharted on her laptop in this game, so it kind of works out. What game are we racing, Pez? If we were to race, what game would we do it on? I'm glad that they were chill about it, though. That's good to hear. Oh, I have no doubt that it caused some... it caused a stir, Magatoth, when it came to potential... when it came to remake potential. Hey, there we go. I probably wouldn't have been mad about it either, but I could see it going either way. I could see them being chill with it, but I could also see them being like, "What are you guys doing? You clearly didn't get permission." You know, it could have gone a totally different way, and I'm glad it didn't. That's good attention to detail as well, Howling Wolf, that they have the scenes kind of overlap, you know, from when Uncharted was playing Crash and from when Crash was playing Uncharted, you know? It's really nice. Yeah, I guess that's true. You don't want to start tainting your relationship with the guys who made Crash happen. You never know. You never know what you're gonna need, you know? You probably don't want them being your enemies. That siren, though. Somebody done goofed. Womp womp. Bad flame cycle. There's always like one flame cycle that it seems like you're gonna get stuck on, basically. There's always that one cycle that doesn't quite cooperate. Not gonna lie, when you said artifacts, I immediately thought of Magic the Gathering artifacts and realized that was not what you were talking about. That was like the first thing that popped into my mind. The artifacts being like collectibles in the game, right, Jorge? Or things that like, you know, important objects, so to speak, in the game. No! Crap. Crap. I was too ballsy, and then I tried to fix it, and I tried to fix it too quick. That's basically what happened there. That was a bit... Oh, come on. That was a bit scary there. There we go. Yeah, the first death was fine. The second death was kind of dumb. Feel a little bad about that one. I don't know if Insomniac wants to do it. I thought they did because I heard from somewhere that they were interested in doing a remake, but then there was like some other information I heard that said that they didn't want to do it. So I'm not so sure about that anymore. Don't know. Oops, we don't split yet. Not quite done with Ripperoo at this point. But yeah, I'm not really sure what Insomniac are going to want to do. It's unclear. But PS4 Spider-Man game looks kind of neat. A lot of QTEs were shown off at E3, which kind of, you know, I guess I wanted to see some more like regular gameplay, but it looks, cinematically, the game looks really cool. And I'm not really that into like, you know, comic book, like superhero type lore. So if it interests me, it's pretty good, I think. Work on another Ratchet game? Are you sure? It didn't seem like the I don't know, I almost feel like Ratchet and Clank is something that they, you know, is something that, like, not that it's a bad series or anything, but it seems odd to me that they would stick with that series and maybe not go for something new. I mean, they could very well do that, but I don't know if like Ratchet and Clank is maybe its time has passed at that point. As much as fans of the series would love to see another one, I don't know if commercially that's like the best idea for them. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know who would do the Spyro remake. Vicarious, I'm not sure if they're interested in Spyro. Because I know they've had a hand in Crash, so that kind of makes sense. But with Spyro, I'm not sure they really had much to do with it. There we go. No, I definitely don't blame you, Pie Boy. Are they based on, like, real-life artifacts, Jorge, or are they totally fictional? Yeah, it might be a good time to put it to rest, you know, especially after the remake was kind of you know, it definitely did not have the same punch that like the Insane Trilogy did, for example. They just don't know if they'll continue with the original series or continue with the reboot story. Huh. Okay, then. That kind of settles it at that point. They've been working on Spyro for years now. Like with Skylanders? I guess I'm not really sure of their involvement with... I'm not really sure of their involvement with Spyro. It wasn't very good, like, mainstream-wise, I think. Like, I don't think it sold very well, and it wasn't, like, as good as, like, some of the other Ratchet & Clank games, but, I'm not sure it was a complete flop, or if, like, nobody bought it or anything like that. Oh, I see. So it's kind of based on lore, or existing ideas, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. Saved a whole 1.4 seconds. I guess it's better than saving no seconds or losing time, right? Still ahead, that's the good news. Critically it did well, but probably not when it came to raw sales. Okay. Like maybe it was a good game, but it just didn't sell, possibly. That's unfortunate because like you have something good and it just didn't really like pan out, it sounds like. Oh, the movie was a totally different story from what I understand. That movie was better on paper than in practice. Do you mean like it was too short compared to the original game? Because if anything, I would expect the remake to be like pretty similar in length to the original game. But I don't know. Yeah, I can definitely see how it would be like an enjoyable movie, especially if you're really into the series. But generally speaking, you know, the movie just probably did not appeal to a wide enough audience. At the end of the day, like, you know, average Joe is probably not going to enjoy the Ratchet & Clank film. Oh wow, that's a laundry list you got there, Howling Wolf. That's a laundry list you got there. Short, forced. I could see that. Like, I could see if they tried to connect it too much to the movie, how it might be a little lackluster. Hey, I mean, more power to him if he enjoyed it, you know? That's definitely, that's definitely good. And at the end of the day, like, if you enjoy it, that's awesome. Absolutely more power to you. What's going on, Harm Tardy? No, but you guys decide on it. So type exclamation race. Type exclamation race in chat and you will see. Type exclamation race in chat and you will see the list of games to choose from. So we've narrowed down a list to 4 games, but it's going to be up to you guys to decide which game we end up blind racing. And the list is contained in the straw poll right there, actually. As Red Wand so kindly linked. Oh, oh, we used 3 bulbs of garlic. I see. Interesting. I didn't think it tasted like super, like, it didn't taste bad. But it does taste like very garlicky. It's actually not. It's not very overpowering, but there is too much in it. Wait, it's not like super overpowering, but there is too much garlic in it. We know next time now, though. Indeed, Omega Mario. Definitely, I was a little bit nervous going into the last couple of jumps because it felt like my angle was not super good, but we did it. No, honestly, like, it must have, like, cooked down or something. Like, we've spread it across 2 pans, mind you. So each like, pan didn't have all that garlic in it. Like, the recipe called for 3 cloves, and it should have been 6 cloves. Across 2 pans, so it's actually not quite as bad as it sounds. So it's actually half of too much garlic, basically. Still too much, but not as bad as it looks. Garlic is good for the heart, apparently. Really? I know it's good for the soul. That much I can tell you. Whoa, hello. There we go. Go vampire hunting with no worries. Oh, yeah. Dude, we've got plenty of garlic to go around for a whole posse of vampire hunters. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a very bad jump, but it wasn't, thankfully. Yeah, all the vampires, at least in our neighborhood, will basically just be gone. That's all you got to do is you just got to make some strong lasagna once a week, and you're good. No problems with vampires. Yo, what's going on, Cosmic Kitten RS? How you doing? Which soft lock are you referring to, by the way? It's store-bought garlic, Jordan. I'm not familiar with that soft lock. Could you elaborate on it or how it works? Yeah, there's that too. You know, the garlic itself is not as strong because, you know, because it came from a store, basically. It seems like it, Jorge. I can definitely see the divide. I can definitely see the divide right here. Get hit by the bats and try to finish the level. Actually, what happened, that happened one time, Cosmic Kitten, and it let me finish the level. I died to the bats as I was entering the exit portal, and I was still allowed to finish the level for some reason. Yeah, Sonic Mania looks like it's a little broken too. There's some parts of the game that just don't quite work properly. I've seen some of those videos pop up on Twitter occasionally. Ooh, that didn't work. You die by bats when you hit the warp point, so Crash doesn't appear at the falling box. Getting the gem. Oh, so like, if you're, does it matter for any percent then, or like, does it matter for any percent then, or does it like, or is it only for 100% since you can't get the gem? I do 2 purple rupees. I love like the bossa nova, like jazzy theme they've got going on here. It's really nice. And it's kind of good thinking music too, because a lot of people get stuck on these levels. So when you're trying to figure out like how to get past the levels, you got this cool like bossa nova beat that you can kind of jam out to, but also it's like good thinking music as well. It kind of like ticks all the boxes. No pun intended. Okay, maybe it was a little intended. Got to the end of the game and bam, perma black screen. What? Really? Did you at least have a save, or hopefully you didn't lose too much? Sonic Mania needed optimizing for the PC. It got delayed like just 1 week, right? Or is it 2 weeks, actually? You can actually see the shadow off all the boxes above Crash. Wait, really? Oh, it was 2 weeks. Okay, I couldn't remember whether it was 1 week or 2 weeks. I really hope that doesn't start to become a trend where like the PC release comes out later, because one of the things that kind of rubs me the wrong way about Destiny 2 coming out on console first compared to PC is that like it's 6 weeks in between the console release and the PC release. That's eternity, especially for content creators who are basically going to have to double dip. They're going to have to buy it once on console, probably the PS4, and they're going to have to buy it again on PC. And that just sucks. Like you feel like you're getting robbed there, you know. I don't know if that's actually the intent, but regardless, it's just a bad situation for the consumer, because knowing that the PC version is going to have all these upgrades specifically in Destiny 2, like it's really you know, it's not like you can just buy the console version and live with it or wait for the PC version. Like you're just kind of screwed either way unless you buy it twice. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate, Omega Mario. Dude, sorry to hear about that. Yo, I keep it taco. What's going on? They did it with GTA 5 and they're going to do it again with Red Dead Redemption. That's unfortunate. I don't know how you really prove that it was on purpose, and I'd like to think that it wasn't on purpose, but if that is happening, that is kind of crummy. I get why they're doing it. It will make them a lot of money, but it definitely feels bad for the consumer if it is done intentionally. I guess it seems like there's already a trend, Omega Mario. It's true. Yo, Mola Macarno, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, business is powerful. Keep it taco. I totally understand. Business is a powerful drug. Yo, that's good to hear, man. Definitely feeling above average today. Can't complain with a double PB and Crash 2 hundo, and putting some work for Crash 1 now. Any percent. Consoles are winning the war. Consoles are like convenient. That's the thing. Like consoles are convenient and they're cheaper too. And yo, thanks, Mola McCarn. I appreciate it, man. Getting closer to the sub 2. We went from a 208 to a 203. So definitely another day of solid improvement. To measure sales sometimes, that makes sense. You know, it gets kind of muddy when you have too many console releases at the same time. But, like, you can check and see, like, the interest in console versus interest in PC. Though I guess it's a little bit muddied, because if you can only buy it on console and you really want it on PC, but you're impatient, or, you know, don't want to wait, then I guess that kind of messes things up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard. Alright, sounds good, Jorge. Take it easy, buddy. Hope you have a good one. I almost feel like, one thing I don't understand about, like, Xbox and PC kind of coming together is, like, I feel like it almost seems like Microsoft is eating into their own market share by, like, saying, hey, look at this integration we have for Windows 10 and Xbox One. And it's like, well, why do I need an Xbox One if I have Windows 10? You know, assuming you have a powerful enough machine. It just, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird to me. That's fine. Yeah, I guess it seems like just a more complicated way to make money is all I'm saying. If they devote I guess like you want to diversify, which kind of makes sense, but there's a lot of overhead too in, you know, the Xbox's development, you know, and marketing and all that. So like having an additional product out there is kind of odd to me. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, they can't make PC parts cheaper, right? So they don't really have as much control, like, over the industry. They could just give you an OS, but at the end of the day, you still need a good video card. You still need a good processor. You still need all these, you know, expensive computer parts, you know. But you can spend $400 on an Xbox One, and it can play all the games that you wanted to play anyway, and it's much simpler, you know. So I guess I can kind of see... You know, I can still kind of see where that still wouldn't solve the problem if they just kind of jumped ship and went 100% onto PC. It would just be a mess. I mean, yeah, but here's the thing. Like, the average Joe, I believe, in video games cares more about 4K resolution than they do about 60 FPS. And I think that makes sense with what they did in Destiny 2, where it's like, the consoles are 30 FPS, but it's 4K. PC, of course, you can do whatever you want. But on console, like, they probably couldn't do both reliably, so they chose 4K because 4K is what more people will be happy with. You know, even though losing 60 FPS or having a 30 FPS will bother some, you know, players. So you kind of have to hedge there. Maybe in the next generation, but not in this generation. Right, like hardcore gamers or people who are like more invested in video games are going to want the 60 FPS. Like, that's what's better to us. But, you know, but you have to consider a whole, a whole group of other players that really want to, you know, play the game in 4K and just kind of bask in, you know, the higher resolution. And I totally get that, too. I had to wait a little bit. That's okay, though. Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-dum. QHD is the resolution sweet spot? What resolution is that exactly? That would be awesome, Jordan. Dude, that would be very Craigasm. What the heck happened? Like, I got the green gem, and, like, did I just have a really good, like, second island there? Because I'm actually shocked that I saved that much time. I am in shock that I saved that much time, as a matter of fact. Oh, 1440p, gotcha. I would agree with that. Like, 4K is cool, but I don't need it. Like, and I don't have anything that displays in 4K anyway. Like, I literally just got like a almost 45 second gold split, and I have no idea how. Like, I have no idea how that happened. It almost feels like I shouldn't have it. But, hey, I'm not going to complain. Let's just keep going. Dude, let's just keep the good times going. Ooh, that whistling didn't work. I feel like it's been a little while since I've seen you last, Joker, by the way. Hope you've been well in the meantime. Do. Nope. Knew that was gonna happen. It really is. Like, this and Castle Machinery are some of the prettiest levels, I think. They're definitely some of the prettiest levels, I think, in the Insane Trilogy. Very much improved graphically from their counterparts. Not that their counterparts were bad, but, you know, you can really see the difference with a PS4 versus a PS1. Whoops. Oh, that's right. I need to hold down X for that one. There we go. Right. Like for me, I can do 4K. Like my PC can display 4K. I just don't really, you know, I don't really have the means to like upgrade it because I don't, you know, it's not really something I need. And a lot of the things that I do on my computer don't really use 4K at that point. It is cool though that it's becoming more standard, and you know, I certainly hope that someday, you know, I have a better use for it so I can enjoy it more. What's going on, Donia? How are you doing? And thank you, I do appreciate it. Which PS2 game is it, by the way? Oh, the old one where it's like, like it was really loud spring noise. Satay Chicken. That one's kind of cool. It made it kind of sound like you were getting like really bounced up, but it's okay, honestly. Like, I like both the noises. $70-inch 4K TV was 15 grand 2 years ago. Really? Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to 4K until like probably this year, but holy crap, like that's a lot, to say the least. That is a lot of money. I remember when the first plasma TVs came out, I remember going to Best Buy with my family and seeing a $10,000 plus price tag on a plasma TV back in like 2000 or like 2001. And it just like, you know, my jaw dropped at that point. I'd never seen something so expensive, you know, at the time. It was crazy. That's one of the problems of being an early adopter, you know, especially when it comes to that sort of technology, because like TVs, when new stuff comes out, like you can get it and that's awesome while you got it and it's hot, but then like a couple years later you just sit there and you're like, man, like what was I doing? You know, I feel like even if I had the money to do that, I just couldn't feel good about it knowing that the technology is going to get better, you know. But maybe that's also because I don't really feel a need to have like the latest and greatest just for the sake of having the latest and greatest, you know. I want it to be of some use to me. It better make me dinner too, Purple Rupees, at that point. I can call you Dawn? Sounds good. And I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad we seem to have that in common as well. I don't know, maybe it could be that your cat is just feeling like particularly needy right now. Sometimes one of our cats does that. The one that was in here earlier does that sometimes. It'll just be like, meow, or just like sit there and mew for like a little while and start rubbing your leg and act like he needs something, but he doesn't. Like he's got a clean litter box, he's got, you know, a full bowl of food. He just wants some attention. He's feeling lonely. I mean, that's true. Like if you keep the parts too long, they start losing their value. You can't put it towards like, you can't put it towards other parts. That totally makes sense. I don't believe consoles drop so much though, Mega Mario. Like the consoles don't drop like thousands of dollars, you know, over the course of a year or two. which is nice. They only drop maybe like $100, maybe $200 tops, and that's okay. You know, that I can live with. Yeah. Yeah, the Titan is definitely a good example, and feels bad, man, because I have a Titan Z Black in my computer, so yeah, good luck selling that one. Good luck selling that one. I definitely did not buy that Titan Z Black at retail though, thankfully. That was at a like a severe discount. Otherwise, I would have never gone for it. Otherwise, I probably would have done like a 980 or something at the time. What's up, Rayathay? Titans are not bad now. It's just they got outdated by the newer card designs. Like technically, the 1080 Ti is like more advanced, I believe. Am I able to talk to my cat? As much as anybody else can talk to their cat, I suppose. Oh, I see, Rayathay. Yeah, you definitely don't need a Titan. The only reason I got one was because I got a really good deal on it, and I wanted an overkill video card that would run everything forever. And, you know, relatively forever, so to speak. It'd be pretty perfect, it would. It would be punfic, too. And yo, thank you, Rayathay. I appreciate it. No, I don't think my cats do that, Flareon. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried. Yeah, and the cat needs to listen. It's like, it's basically like two Titans together. It's actually like two video cards in one, so it's two like 6 GB Titans combined. Purple rupees. This was in 2014. I built my machine in late 2014. If that helps. Bum 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 bum. Hey, that gold split. Another one where I don't know where it came from. Dude, let's freaking go, man. Let's freaking go. It did, apparently. It is in my computer, after all. Yours will occasionally, but your boyfriend's, on the other hand, will meow for days. Aww. I like vocal cats, though. Like, sometimes it can get annoying, depending on, like, if it's, like, 4 a.m. or something. But vocal cats are fun. Bum 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 bum. Oh, it's all good. Like if it's a hardware you never heard of, like I would also be like, what the heck is this? You know, and really hope that that person did not get like duped by their by whoever built, you know, by whoever built the computer, being like, oh, we got the Titan Z Black that doesn't exist. You know, that would suck, definitely. What's up, Moonlight game? No, I don't. This game is only on PlayStation 4 currently. I stream on PC, but the game is being played on PS4, of course. We have, actually. It usually comes up every so often, though. Like, every so often we start having a technical discussion. It's cool, and I definitely learned some stuff, too, for that matter. there was a cat. One of my friends had a cat where, for some reason, like, you know, was a total love bug and really attached itself to me. And I would, you know, I would sit down and I would sit down on the couch, and the cat would immediately come back up and sit on my lap. And also had a little tick where, like, if you start like rubbing its butt, then it would just start going like its head would start moving around almost like uncontrollably. Obviously the cat liked it, but it was like, it just was a tick where like the cat would just be like, oh, like he would just get really into it. What's up, Big Bad Riggs? How you doing? At some point, probably, Mola Makarna. I don't know when that point is, because I'm definitely very much into the Insane Trilogy currently. But at some point, most likely. Still wait for the download? Like, are you downloading the Insane Trilogy now, by chance? I don't know if it's necessarily a kink. I just know that the cat liked it. Bum 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 bum. Oh, that was the wrong note, actually. That was the wrong note. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Like, sometimes you nail it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes, yeah, that's basically how it works sometimes. Yeah, print copies of the game are hard to come by, Moonlight. Whoops. I had to wait. Whoops. Good save. Good save. I went for a platform that wasn't I was about to go for a platform that wouldn't be there after I jumped. Feels good, man. Indeed. Yeah, by the time I pre-ordered the game and got my PS4, it was like too late to order a print copy, and I was nervous that I wasn't going to have it in time for a release day, so I just got a digital copy, and I am totally fine with it. Last copy they had? Nice, Pie Boy. That always feels good. You feel like somebody's looking out for you, like when you get the very last of something that you really want. That's good, Flareon. I definitely feel like with our cats, like they haven't attached themselves to one, either me or Pez, more equally than one another. But they're kind of attached to both of us, you know, which is really nice. I guess it depends on the location. It's kind of the same thing with Nintendo Switches. I see tweets go out a lot of, like, you know, people being like, or every so often I should say, like, hey, there's Switches at this Target in Arkansas, and then they're like, hey, come grab it. And then they're just gone, you know. Or, like, you know, basically, like, you gotta just make sure you catch that sort of thing as it circulates before others start snatching them up. Yeah, they, I don't think anybody expected the game to sell as well as it did. I think the game kind of blew everybody away, including myself, for that matter. Like, I'm so happy with how, you know, I'm so happy with, like, how the game's, you know, released and how they sold and how, you know, they're still being, you know, they're being speedrun and, like, you know, they have some long-term potential, which is really cool. Like, I honestly thought that the Insane Trilogy was going to be maybe, like, a week tops of a thing, and it's still going and very much alive and well, which is amazing. I think there's definitely, like, the unicorn appeal. there's definitely like the unicorn appeal of the Switch where it's like, crap. I got myself in a bad spot. I should have been more patient. Ugh, that sucks. That sucks. I know how much that's putting me behind. Like, that's like the worst death in Lights Out right there. All because I clipped a freaking axe. Because I clipped a freaking axe. But yeah, the Switch is handheld too, so you can play it, you know, wherever. And that's a big deal. That's definitely like its party piece, I would say. No! You're freaking joking! How did I hit that hitbox? Oh no, is it really going downhill? You are kidding. You are freaking kidding, man. This was gonna be an amazing run. Oh god. Dude, this physically hurts right now. Like, this was an amazing run that was a total surprise. And now it's not anymore. I've lost like over a minute now, at least, to this. I mean, I know I can still PB, potentially, but that sucks. Like, that's just dumb, you know? Like the deaths were dumb. Like, I should have just waited, you know, for certain cycles. I should have just waited. I should have been a little bit more conservative, but, you know, I barely got tapped on an axe. You know, I wasn't patient waiting for one cycle. And those freaking rats, like, if you start jumping on one of them and you don't spin in time beforehand, like, you're gonna die. Like, that's gonna happen. And, you know, just a number of really bad things happened in that level. It's very annoying because I wanted to get, like, the 104 and just freaking crush this run. I really wanted it. You know, it's very frustrating, guys. I'm sorry. It's just very frustrating when something like that happens. You know, just like a random mistake that adds up. Or, you know, you just get yourself in a bad situation and, you know, and you're not able to get out of it. You know, sometimes you're not going to be able to clutch it out. Probably shouldn't have done that. I didn't mean to actually damage abuse through that cycle. I should have damage abused through the flame. But that's alright. But yeah, we were playing so well. That's in like, it's gonna like, that's one of those things where like, I just know like how good of a run that is. Oops. And I don't know when that's going to come around again. You know, it probably will, but, you know, you just start immediately thinking that, like, what have I done? You know, that sort of thing. It's been almost 2 months. As of August 30th, it will have been out for 2 months. Yeah, it's been out for a while. Like, a lot of the initial hype is no longer there. You know, so that's kind of nice for, you know, if you want to pick up a copy, like now, for example. But yeah, back when the game came out, like, nobody could find them, like, in a store. You basically just had to get a digital copy. You know, basically, good luck finding a, print copy of the game. Oh, man. Whew. At least Jaws went okay. But dang it, that Lights Out. One of the things that makes it a little bit worse too is like if this run PBs. I mean, I've still got some time save at Ripperoo. There definitely still is some time save at Ripperoo, for example. But like if you have like a run where there's just like one level with a huge time save, like that kind of stinks to run against. You know, you kind of want your time save spread out, so it's like easier to build momentum. Yeah, because you keep spinning the Cobra, right? Purple rupees, because that token just goes away if the TNT blows it up. That's a mistake I made in all gems before, and it took a couple of times for me to like stop doing that. Basically, it took a while for me to like get out of that habit. It took doing like several all gems runs to be like, okay, I can't actually do that on the Cobra. Like I just need to jump on top of it. It's not the end of the world like it would be in Crash 1 if you do mess that up in the Insane Trilogy, though. You can just Death Abuse and come back and then just jump on top of it your second time around. Now the real kicker would, and what would be really funny, is if Brio soft locked. Which I've never gotten before. Yes, he can, Wraithe. I think if you hit one of the green blobs like too soon after it spawns, Brio will just sit there and just spaz out. Like he'll literally just sit there and shake, and you can't stop it. Like he just gets stuck in a loop, basically. Now we're okay, but that happened to unfortunately happened to Ukog when he was on world record pace for a run, and somebody clipped it. It's not a pretty sight, especially given how good that run was. He later did get world record, and I think has been beaten now, again. But he did get world record at the time later on with another good run. But it was painful to watch. It was very painful. If he would just mix potions forever and then like keep adding one each time to where he had to beat like 10 potions, that would be terrible. That would be awful. Okay, so the good news is that we didn't lose as much time as I thought. I really thought I was going to lose like a minute and a half after Lights Out, which is good news. It is definitely good news. Yeah, exactly, Green Red. His name just changes to, like, I don't know what the heck this is. It's not really Hulk, it's not really Brio, it's just kind of a big thing. Yeah, I realized that mistake when I got to the third token and realized that the bonus portal was not opened. That would actually be pretty funny too, Purple Rupees. He just sits there mixing potions, like, yada yada yada. He's like in his own little world. That would be excellent. Okay, cool. We got through the lab. Now, I'm actually a little bit nervous about the Cortex boss fight, because the last time we did an any percent run, we died there. And if we die in Cortex, you know, that's very bad. That was a really good lab, though. And hopefully we can just get the Cortex boss fight first try and clutch this out. Yeah, don't forget about the hardest level ever coming up right now. That's good though, Magatoth. I'm glad that it wasn't as steep a learning curve for you as it was for me. It probably, like, if I had a really solid Jaws of Darkness, then it's possible that I did save some time there too. It's hard to tell with boss splits. You don't get as much precision. Potentially, it's going to be tough. I don't have that much of a window to get the 105. I basically have to be at best seg pace after this boss battle. You die in real life. No pressure. No pressure.
Bandicoot.
Do 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 do. Bum bum. Bum bum. Hey! Still got the 105. Oh man, it could have been a 104 with without that lights out crap, but yeah, it feels good, man. That's a solid PB. And totally unexpected. Like I literally just pulled it from here.